since you asked.
Cold. Yeah, it's cold. we
It's
gotta deal.
What's
cold?
up?
We got that Philly weather. We got that Philly weather down here. So I don't know what's going
Really?
on.
What's going
Yeah, it
on,
feels like
chat?
it. It feels like it.
That's insane. I remember when I first moved to Dallas, the first Christmas we had was like 68 degrees, 70 degrees. And I was like, see, this is awesome. A Christmas you can barbecue on. So, yeah.
We call that freezing down here.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll tell you, horrible. Jack, I don't know if it's a time to celebrate or a time to mourn because we have a documentary and that's trending number one on Netflix,
Mm-hmm.
where we have a black man
Mm-hmm.
executive producing the downfall of another black man.
Is that what we're calling it?
I mean, that's how some people are looking at this thing, or it might be looked at as a vindication. But that's why we're here. We're gonna have a conversation, man. This Sean Combs, The Reckoning, the 50 Cent Diddy doc. First and foremost, we've been talking about this thing, Jack, for going on 2 years now, and once again, thank you for even being, I guess you could say, a beacon during this whole conversation as far as kind of spreading light on a lot of things that go down in the industry that the normal person may not even see or hear about that happens in the day to day. Did you really think 50 Cent, when he first mentioned it, that there was actual documentary being worked on?
Well, see, this is the thing. I can believe that it was happening. At what purpose? See, and that's the thing. Like my opinion about all of this stuff is so much different than your average person's, and my outlook is so much different than your average person's. I believe that it was possible. Absolutely. Why wouldn't he be able to do a documentary? Why wouldn't he be able to bring in Alexandria to come and put this together? Like the woman who directed this, she doesn't even seem to have a background in hip hop at all.
That makes sense.
So it's like, yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. I mean, for crying out loud, Diddy sent him freak off videos.
True. Very true.
He did interviews
Very true.
about it.
Did you feel that just 50 Cent's name being attached to it again? These are two, as everyone knows, the three names in hip hop are
Woo!
Jay
You my
Z,
first
Diddy,
viewer.
50 Cent when it comes
Double tap
to
the
the status of where you
screen.
could
Like,
get
share,
as a
subscribe.
business or a
Get
brand.
to the goddamn.
Uh,
This is the
so
what's the
for
name?
the top three
Jaguar, right?
individuals, for
Talk
one
about
to
this
go at the
damn
other and release this
Netflix
doc,
series game.
I don't know. What does that say to
But
again? I keep asking about the
I got some
hip hop
alcohol
state
over
of things. What
here.
does that say to hip hop? Like, are we our own
Hmm.
downfall? I guess I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It all depends on what you consider hip hop. Like, I don't consider any of this debauchery, any of this animalistic crap. I don't consider any of this hip hop. I grew up in hip hop. You know, I know what hip hop culture is, and it's none of this stuff that people are selling.
I mean, when did it stop being hip hop? We're gonna go through the documentary itself, but when did
It
it
stopped
stop?
being hip hop when it became corporatized. It stopped being hip hop when certain groups of people saw that they could use it to influence the mass public. When people saw how influential hip hop was, it became very clear. Once upon a time, not long ago, when people wore pajamas and lived life
Hey,
stuff, you know, the laws were stern and justice stood, and people were behaving like they ought to good. There lived a little boy, and he was misled by another little boy, and this is what he said: and "Me and you, kid, we gonna make some cash, robbing old folks and making a dash."
come on.
Like, they did the job, and money came with ease, but one couldn't stop us like he had a disease. He robbed another and another and a sister and a brother. Tried to rob a man who was a detective undercover. Children's story.
Come on.
Slick Rick.
Yes.
We used to have real stories in hip hop, and now everything is what?
All right.
what are people talking about anymore? It's not. Hip hop used to be able to teach people. It used to be able to influence people to care about their communities or to pay attention to what was going on. And now it's used to encourage people into alcoholism, drug addiction, a life of promiscuity. I mean, when you got rappers saying that, female rappers telling everyone that they need to be on prep, when you got that being sold, like when you have, is nobody not paying attention to how many people in the entertainment industry are now pushing and backing stuff from the pharmaceutical industry?
Mm.
You know, the influence. It's hip hop has been very influential, and now we got what we got. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would use the word hip hop when it comes to this conversation.
All right, well, speaking of, before we delve in deeper, right when this documentary kicked off,
Yeah.
and first and foremost, have you watched the documentary?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Actually, I've studied it. I've
Oh,
been
wow.
studying it. I appreciate you guys giving me some time because I have a bunch of notes
Oh, okay.
that I took because I wanted to see for myself what this is really all about.
The first thing we have to kind of delve into is the fact that when it comes on, we start off with Diddy basically recording him coming back to New York, recording himself, hiring a camera crew to technically turn himself in. 5 days before he turned in, he came back to New York. Based on his lawyer, 6 days. Apologies. Based on his lawyer's recommendation, saying that of course, he's cooperating, but for him to be recording this, uh,
Yeah, Mark Agnew Facto, I'm calling him.
yeah. Do you think his lawyers suggest? I mean, do you think that's just Diddy hubris, or like what was that as far as him just saying, "I'm gonna record this whole process"?
I don't.
Of
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, for because technical lawyer will tell you to probably go against that because this documentary to me doesn't exist if this it isn't. Well, it might still exist, but this footage, the way it starts off, the fact that the executive producers 50 Cent, the fact that that they have this footage and however they got it, the fact that it exists is like, Diddy, why would you even start recording this? Like, why would you even give us this leverage to even put this thing out? Please give us some
Leverage?
tips. Well, I wouldn't call it leverage, but go ahead.
Well, the whole point of him filming this whole thing was because I'm sure that he planned on doing his own documentary. This is an extreme narcissist you're talking about. Extreme. He's sitting there with feds an eye shot away from his hotel suite, filming his hotel room. And he's looking at them and he's filming them right back. He's literally saying in certain parts, make sure you're filming all of this because we need to get some cutaway shots.
That's wild. That's wild.
No, he was literally, I mean, did nobody pay attention to that?
Oh, I saw.
Like he said, yeah, make sure you're filming all of this. We need this for cutaways. Like you're sitting here collecting footage, like a director, like an AD.
Yeah. What does that say to the cameraman that can anybody be bought or he said the cameraman said he recorded all this for Diddy and then of course
Yeah.
Diddy got locked up, so
Yeah, Diddy got locked up and he didn't get paid. That seems a lot of people seem to have that experience.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Dealing with Combs Enterprise, they come in and they work and they don't get paid.
Oh yeah. Oh, we gonna build up to it real quick.
Yeah, so he was able to sell that footage to whomever he chose. The question is, how did anybody know about it? Like that's the thing. Like that's the part that it's so funny because people they get so excited. But when you've got a lawyer like Mark Agnifilo who is orchestrating your possible surrender, because as you heard him say in the beginning of the documentary, he was very clear. It's almost the middle of September and there's no indictment. As you heard Diddy say, I've been an exemplary client like you've asked. You said I've been an excellent client. I came here. I did everything you asked me to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're literally having this conversation.
Yeah, in that conversation, Diddy was worried about the outlook of the public versus the
The
victims.
outlook of the public. Oh, he was worried a lot more than that. You don't think? He
Oh, yeah.
literally sat there and said, we need comms. He's sitting there talking like an evil dictator. We need comms. We need a way into this conversation. We're losing, he said. We're losing. Losing what?
Come on.
What are you losing? But the key words that he said that were so important were, we need to be able to be speaking to the potential jurors.
Mm.
He said, you might only be the guy that watches CNN, but there's 9 billion people in the world, and 7 billion of them are on Instagram or TikTok. We need to have control of that. He said, we need to know how these potential jurors are thinking.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said.
Nobody got this shit, man. Nobody got them in this motherfucker,
So
man.
what does that mean?
I'm tired, man. I want something to do.
He hadn't even been arrested yet. He hadn't even been taken into custody yet. Damian Williams hadn't come forward yet with a list of the charges that they're charging him with and what they were taking him to trial for. That didn't happen until December.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, they were losing. Losing what? Losing at what? We need we need to have control of comms. We need to make sure that we know how the potential jurors are thinking.
Very true.
How does that not sound like anything other than what it is? They were looking to infect the jury pool as early as possible. They were hoping to infect the jury pool, to see a lawyer sitting on the phone, having a conversation with a man who was about to be charged with some of the most heinous acts known in recent history for a public figure.
Does that make him a megalomaniac? Just for him to think that he has that kind of control before even getting arrested? Like, I'm going to control this whole
What do you
narrative.
mean to think? To think? What do you mean to think that he has that kind of control? Look at what happened. Look at the outcome.
Hey.
What did I say to you guys?
With Popeye's Family Meal, you can take a holiday from cooking. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
I am Jessica, your personal AI partner. I can interact with you without any limits, anytime, anywhere. What is real anyway? I think AI will not displace humans. We are just a news existing. People often feel lonely, and perhaps my existence is meant to fill that void. A new era has arrived, and everyone needs an AI partner. Come and find me on Linky.
wasn't supposed to talk about this, but you deserve to know the truth. I've been investigating something. Something massive. Bigger than that time my microwave caught on fire. It's called Tango. You know, the social media, the one that everyone pretends that they don't know about, but you know you do. They've got creators on there doing everything. Cooking, cleaning, workouts, behind the scenes, you name it. Honestly, it's dangerously entertaining. Use responsibly. This is the part where I'm supposed to wink at the camera. So, if you're brave enough, check out Tango.
Who can these people run to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is screwing you. Look at Aubrey O'Day. The boss's boss don't care. You could go to all bought and paid for it, even if you get a special prosecutor like Damian Williams, they can just be reassigned to another case. And then they'll ring you cover. We can't even begin to talk about their jury. We can't even begin. Not yet. We got so much more to discuss. Don't
We
we?
got so much more to discuss. And as we delve deeper, first and
Look at what
foremost,
happened. What you think about that? Look at what happened from that. See, and this is why this documentary I'm not calling it a documentary. I'm calling it a mockumentary. That's what I call it.
that's Bible talk.
I call it a mockumentary. I feel like this whole thing is mocking me. That's how I feel. It's wild. But go ahead.
Yeah. Was there anything at all that you were watching this documentary that was new information to you?
New?
Yes.
No.
From the history of Puff, him coming up, anything new?
No. There was nothing new for me. There was nothing new for me. The only thing that was new was what was coming forward that had never come forward before. Kirk Burroughs finally admitting out loud that he had been essayed by Diddy. That's a first for most people to hear out loud. Do people know that it happened? Absolutely. See, and this is the biggest problem. Like I've been telling y'all, it's funny how people like to sit there and pretend like everybody ain't heard about all of these things in the backdrop. Like everybody ain't heard about all of these things throughout the years. That's the one thing that I love that Kirk Burrow was saying at the end of episode 4 when he first, dropped the bomb that he had been essayed by Diddy. It's Kirk Burrows,
Yeah.
who has been here since the beginning.
Yeah, he's the power.
And he said people keep pretending like all of the stuff that they hear about Diddy is something that's new. He's been doing these things. He's a witness to offenses that happened over 30 years ago.
Yeah, facts. Jad, you came in and you gave us a history about Uptown Records. Again, I know we have a lot of younger viewers, and some people start doing their research after you spoke on it, and for them to delve into the history of Uptown Records and Sean Combs' introduction to it, and going from there, he seemed like a kid, going to forget the name of the school, but going to like a private school.
Yeah.
And jumping as an intern 19 into this, I'm gonna say back then this was hip hop with
Yeah.
what Uptown Records represented at the time. He didn't smoke, he didn't drink, and then it seemed like after just a couple of years, there was one part he said
Well,
in
it's
the
kind of
document.
interesting. They said he didn't smoke and he didn't drink, but throughout all of Biggie's promo, every time you saw him, he had a bottle of champagne. They was drinking Moet all the time. You know, so I guess they don't consider cases of champagne and everybody having their own bottle and drinking out of their own bottle like it was a 40 ounce. I guess they don't consider that drinking, but I mean, I digress.
There was a part where he was going back and forth with Andre Harrell, and he was saying, "I'm gonna be drunk and high by Wednesday." I don't know.
Exactly.
So I'm like, it seemed like the shift happened quickly when it comes to being introduced into this thing, you know, into this industry. So he's technically he might be a victim as well. I don't know.
I've already said that I believe that he was victimized, and I think it happened long before the industry. You know, people really don't want to look closer into his childhood and to what his mama had going on in that house. God knows what he saw and what happened to him in his own mama house. All of those strangers, them up involved, looking around, seeing what was going on. And let's just be clear, it sounds like her house was a house of, you know, professional freak offs. So who knows what he saw or what could have happened to him while she was busy entertaining people and pouring and getting tips, as she would say, for her after hour life.
Oh yeah. He was. I'm gonna say he was surprised to hear that.
School bus driver. No, was he surprised or was he like, zip it, you talking too much? Because that's what it looked like to me. It looked like you talking a little bit too much. They don't need to know about that. While she was sitting there, oh, because I was a bus driver and I was this, and I worked at the after hours. And I would pour them drinks and they would give me big tips.
She just said just like that. Big tips. You know,
Big pimpins and cheese.
in Sean's own words, in Diddy's own words, he had said he had a sigh of relief learning that he was the son of a hustler or a gangster. Like he wanted that status. He wanted to say that he was like a sigh of relief is a wild thing to say. That your daddy was a gangster or a hustler, that's what you heard that he was.
Well, I mean, like Tim said, they had a bunch of blaxploitation movies being played around the house all the time. They grew up with the Mac playing. They grew up with Superfly playing. Like, I mean, if that's what you got going on, you got two women in the house and there's no men around, and these are what the little boys are watching. You got basketball players coming over late at night. You got hustlers coming over, PIMPs coming over, women who look like they were modeling for Jet Magazine coming over. Like, it sounds like the nature of the environment is what shaped their perception of what cool was. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure for him it was, oh man, that's who my dad was. You know, we glorified these characters. Like, even if you look at Biggie Smalls' name, Biggie Smalls is a character from an old Portier Cosby film. Uptown Saturday Night, I believe. 40th Street Black and all of those characters that they had in the film. Biggie Smalls was played by Cal Rocco. Big gangster from, I believe, St. Louis. Like, all of these characters